Hey Scott, how's it going?
Good. How we doing, everyone? Welcome to another Cruise Talk Live here on Wednesday. I am Scott from Controversial Cruising, and I have Bill here from Warmstrong Adventures. How are you doing, Bill, this week?
I'm doing fine. I'm a little under weather today, but you know what? We're gonna soldier through and make it through the show.
We are going to soldier through. We are going to soldier through. I know how you don't like to cancel shows, so thank you for being here, even though you're
Oh, it's
filling
getting easy. It's getting easier.
it's getting easier. We have a hot topic for him, Bill. But I do have to tell you, even though I'm in Arizona and I don't move my clocks back, the whole time change has kind of gotten me a little bit. I'm used to doing this show technically for me an hour later than what we're doing now. So
Same. I mean, same here. You know, now it's still daylight here, so that's unusual. I mean, it's summertime.
it is
I'll be
unusual.
glad when we decide that hey, we're not gonna change times. We're gonna just ride it out one of these
Right.
days.
That's right. You still move your clocks forward, correct?
We do. We just lost. We just sprung forward. We just lost an hour.
Lost an hour. Okay. Yeah. Arizona, we don't touch our clocks, but we still kind of get affected by it because again, I'm kind of trying to watch different shows now and realizing they're on
Right.
at different times and things like that. But yeah, Bill, as far as our hot topic goes, have you really kind of been following what has been going on in this whole world of what's going on with Ben and David?
I have, and it doesn't surprise me.
Mm,
And we're going to get into it. Um, and I'm going to tell you, you know, again, most people don't believe it, but I'm an introvert, and I understand of when people say they don't want to be filmed,
mm,
and I understand. I understand both sides. I mean, I'm a YouTuber because you know I was talking to my son, and it's like, you know, he was asking me what I thought about it, and I understood. Uh, but we're going to get into it. But yeah,
yeah, and I
I've
think
been following it.
this is a topic that you can kind of a lot of us can kind of like relate to and kind of latch on and hold close to because a lot of us are content creators that are going to be in this chat that are going to be joining, watching on the replay, and you and myself too as well. Now, especially now that I have a channel, I'm always kind of thinking about how I can educate and how I can show people on my cruises and reviews and things like that, and seeing a story like what has gone on with Ben and David, and we're going to talk about it. I really think that kind of puts things into perspective, but again, it also gives you an understanding of, you know, kind of respecting people's boundaries and what those things are. But before we get into that, let's say hi to this rolling chat before it gets away from us. First in the chat, Mr. Eddie Lugo Studios. Yo, yo, yo. Hello, Eddie Lugo Studios. Thank you again for that wonderful bar set. I know you saw it
Mm,
yesterday on Coach Cruise, but it's actually right behind me. Now I have a little mini bar. Oh, it's right there. You can see it. So thank you, Eddie.
lucky you.
I need a refill. Nancy B, the Scratcher. Hello, Nancy B. Welcome in. It's a Cruise Life. Hello, it's a Cruise Life. Welcome in. Marjorie Ambrose. Hello, Marjorie. Welcome in on this another episode of Cruise Talk Live. Najuma Brown. Hello, Najuma. Welcome in. Event Yours says hello, Scott. Hello, Event Yours. Welcome in. House of X Entertainment. Hello, guys. How you doing? Orange Cone Vlog. Hello, Ross. Ross actually sent us a really cool piece of information about this entire show that just came out.
Yeah,
We're going to share
I
parts of
saw
it.
it. I didn't. Again, I didn't read it all. I saw that he sent it, and it was like time to come up here. Again, as I said, I haven't been feeling well all day, so I'm gonna check it out when we're done. And you know, we're keeping up on it. I mean, we kind of know. We know there was an apology and things like that, but there's a lot more to the subject
A lot
than
more.
just that.
A lot more. So thank you for that, Ross. Let's see.
Appreciate it.
Mona. Hello, Mona. Welcome in. We were talking about planning some cruises. I think she might get me on. Well, I'm already going on the Utopia of the Seas with you for Clock Screw cruise, but Mona, my friend, is a big Royal Caribbean cruiser, and she might get me to turn on Carnival a little bit. She goes on these Pittsburgh Steeler cruises, and she goes on these party cruises. She just got back from one. I'm looking at all of her pictures. I'm like, man, I wish I was there.
Oh, if you're ever able to go like on a themed cruise, you got to do it. Matter of fact, Ross's Rock and Roll Cruise, uh, uh,
I'm going.
top five cruises were, there was a Sheila E. cruise, there was a hip hop ship hop. It was, they called it ship hop, but it was
Yeah,
like a old school. They had old school rap groups, and
love that.
those were there two, and one was on Enchantment of the Seas, old Royal Caribbean ship,
Uh-huh.
and one was on Norwegian Pearl, old Norwegian ship. They're in my top five, probably top four cruises. You gotta, if you ever get a chance to do something like that. Also, I did a Axes and Anchors, and I mean those were some of the best cruises that I've ever been on. It's just so much fun when you're into the topic. I would love a Detroit Lions themed cruise. I would
We
love.
know you would. We know you would. You'd be right there. Scratching Pete, PA. Hey, Scratching Pete. How we doing? Can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising. Welcome in. How we doing? Yes, they did. They did just get an apology. You're absolutely correct. We're going to talk about the entire story. Andre Southgate says full support. Hello, Andre. Thank you. Nothing. I dare you to tell me I can't film after I paid for my cruise. I know this is going to be
Well, see, that's
that a lot of people sit on either side of. So I'm
but see, that's the kind of attitude. That's the kind of attitude that you have to be careful of.
I know.
Just because you paid for a cruise doesn't mean you can record everything on the cruise. You can cruise, and I mean, we're going to talk about it. And this is where it's a fine line what we do.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Dave, hello. Hey, y'all. Welcome, Uncle Dave. Let's see how. She says yes. Oh, she's going on the Carnival Magic this weekend.
Nice.
Bill, you and I played a little bar crawl yesterday, and we were both bars from the Carnival Magic. I was the H&M bar, and you were the Blue Iguana, right?
Blue Iguana.
So that was fun. You get a chance to check that out, Mona. That was that's actually on Coach Cruz's page. We did a virtual bar crawl of all of the bars on Carnival Magic. That was actually a lot of fun, Bill. I had a lot of fun.
That was a ton of fun.
Mona says, I'd go on a Lions cruise, Bill.
I would. You say Mona, Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah.
I've been there. I've been to their stadium, and when they play a song to get the crowd fired up, Renegade. And when I was down there, they did a double Renegade. The fans went crazy.
Cruise Life TV. Hello, Scott and Bill and everyone here from last night. Oops, great night. They mean great night. Yes, it was. Such a great night. Such a great night. And yeah, okay. So we are finally down to the bottom of the chat. So let's start it off here, Bill. Let's talk about first what actually happened to Ben and David. Do you want to talk a little bit about what happened to them first and when they were sailing?
Well, it sounds like they were doing their thing, what they do, and great channel, great videos.
I've watched some of their videos. I still watch their videos.
And they were filming, and then they were asked to film. And it's like, well, what do you mean not film? And it sounded like, hey, you can't do anything, which is a little heavy-handed. So nobody's on the film, or is it just me? So it sounded really heavy-handed. So they stopped filming, weren't very happy about it. Nobody's ever said anything, so they just weren't very happy about it. But it sounded like they came to an agreement, after the cruise. It sounds like they're going to get a full refund, and they got an apology, and they're going through training to try to, teach the crews how to handle the vloggers. So it sounds like it worked out, but.
And first and foremost, let's just say this was an MSC cruise. So they were on MSC. well, they're still not on it, but they were on MSC World Europa.
Yes.
And they were asked, they were actually staying in the yacht club, which I don't know. Bill, have you ever stayed in the yacht club?
Funny that you asked. No, I never stayed there, but when I was on Meraviglia, I was there on there with Clock, and we actually took a tour of the yacht club,
Okay.
and we had our cameras and we were filming. And when we get further into the story, I'll tell you about that experience that I had when I was doing that.
Yeah. So they were staying in the yacht club. They were part of the yacht club for their cruise. And just like any vlogger or YouTuber or anybody that just wants to take videos, they were taking videos, and of course a lot of them, because they are popular YouTubers, so they were trying to show about the ship and teach about the ship, and they were asked to actually stop filming at first. And this was days ago. At first they weren't told the reason why they were to stop filming. They were basically just asked to stop filming and told that they had to stop filming or there would be actions taken. They later then found out, they got an email, and I'm talking about the first email. Again, we're going back a couple days. The first email that said that there were a couple guests that were staying within the yacht club vicinity, their neighbors and things like that. They didn't bring out any names, that had been complaining about them filming, and they kind of left it at that. And they said that that's why we asked you guys to stop filming, and that's why you're prohibited from filming in the yacht club. And I think that only lasted for a day or so before the actual apology did come back out. But I mean, originally it was some of their neighbors or people that were around them said that they didn't feel comfortable, and then they would like Ben and David to not film in the yacht club.
Well, I think it became a ban all over the ship.
Yes.
I don't think it was just the yacht club. I think it was a ban. So it started in the yacht club, but it's like you can't film anymore on the ship, and that's the problem. It's not like you would almost understand if they said, "Hey, no more filming in the yacht club." You know, that most people would understand that.
Right. And again, I know a lot of 90% of the chat here are going to be YouTube or content creators, whether they're cruising creators or whether just content creators, right? We're all in that mindset, or most of us in this chat are going to be in that mindset of creation. And of course, right, if you look at Ben and David and you watch their channel, you know that they're trying to film to educate. They're not trying to film with any ill intent. They're not trying to film, anything derogatory, anything like that. Again, there's still a line there, right, of what people may feel is privacy or not privacy, or if you go past somebody and you get their kid you don't know what people feel is privacy or not. And again, it's not like they're being loud while they're filming, so it's not a noise complaint. It was more of a privacy complaint, or I don't feel comfortable because who are these guys? I guess I don't know if that's what they said, but basically we don't feel comfortable with them filming. We would like them to stop. So,
and I can understand that. I mean, again, I'm going to go through my story with the yacht club. I went to the yacht club and I had my camera out, and when I film, I try not to film people. Sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah.
If you're on the dance floor, sell away party, well, okay, you don't care.
Yeah.
Belly flop contest, you don't care. But just in general, if you're sitting down there trying to sunbathe and I'm walking by with my camera, and this day and age of memes and things like that,
right,
nobody wants to become a meme, especially when you're an introvert. You get, you always get a funny feeling. What are they going to do with that picture? And in this case with like Ben and David, I don't know what kind of equipment they had, but I've been around vloggers. They get these big cameras on these big gimbals with the 5-foot windsock on it. It's intimidating. It looks like a film company's coming in there to film.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be on YouTube.
I saw that.
I understand that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
My
saying.
camera is a little small camera. Most people don't even know it's a camera. What's that? Oh, that's cute. If you had just a little regular phone, I think even like with your phone, if you're just walking around with your phone, most people don't care.
Right.
It's when we start, we call ourselves becoming more professional. People start getting nervous. Like, well, what is, what is this? What are you doing? What are you doing in that? So when I went into the yacht club, I felt uneasy recording because you saw people. I mean, people are laid out by the pool. Now this is an exclusive area. They paid extra to be in here.
Mhm.
I didn't even get good pictures. There were people in the swimming pool. I didn't take a picture of the swimming pool because I mean you're so close to it. It would be like real obvious that I'm recording. So I didn't even get a good review of the yacht club because I respected everybody's privacy up there.
Yes.
You caught a couple people on the side, me walking by, but never like a head on a direct shot. And even when I do my ship tours, I like to do those middle of the night when nobody's up, maybe some employees. So I understand that, but it sounds like MSC just went totally overboard. And somebody in here was saying that, hey, you can't film anymore. Matter of fact, you can't take pictures of each other anymore. And it's like, that's a little heavy handed right there. I mean, everybody should be able to take memories of their own cruise. So that it went a little overboard, but I can understand somebody complaining. And if they were in the yacht club, sitting there by themselves, being reclusive, yeah, I could understand complaining. So you have to respect people's privacies. I've been on a group cruise, vloggers, a lot of vloggers. There's 20 cameras on
at the same time.
Everybody's filming everybody. I filmed my camera. I don't know how many times I had a camera jammed into my face, and I'm a vlogger. And it's like, oh boy, I wasn't ready for that one, and everybody doesn't want that. Most vloggers are considerate. Mm-hmm. They don't just jam a camera in somebody's face. You'll get somebody walking by. I get that. But like up close and personal, that they know you're filming them. They know that everybody's going to be able to recognize me. Somebody said it in the chat. What if somebody was there with wasn't their wife or wasn't their boyfriend or girlfriend, and now you got them all on film. And you make people nervous because they don't know what you're going to do with that film. Right. Peer runners. How many peer runners have you guys caught on tape? And matter of fact, Mark from Cruise World, 39 million views.
39 million on a peer runner.
2 people being a peer runner. I mean, do you really think if they had a choice, they would want to be in that video? So, sure. I mean, we have to be aware of other people's feelings. We know what we want to do. We know what we want to give out our impression of a ship and our view and the fun that we had. But everybody doesn't want that.
Right. And let me run down this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
D Noonham. Hello, D. Welcome in. Good day, Warm Strong. Elisa. Hello, Elisa is Adventures in Cruising. Hi, Bill and Scott. Hello, Elisa. Welcome in. Friends over at Embarkation Nation. Hello, Andrew and Jennifer. Oh, Ross, if we didn't say hello, hello, Ross. He says #strong.
Thanks for being a member, Ross.
Let's see. Kathy Mills has made it in. Hello, Kathy Mills.
Kathy.
Can't stop walking, but love mowing and cruising. Says someone was probably cheating on their wife and didn't want to be filmed.
It could be. You never know. You never know what the reason was. I'm going from an introvert's point of view. I'm out there, got my t-shirt off, laying in the sun. I don't want somebody coming by filming because I know how this is going to end up on YouTube. It's not going to be like, ooh, it's going to be ooh. Right. So I understand.
We just know exactly because none of us were there except for
we don't know.
And their neighbors or the people who went to guest services and said, I don't want those 2 people that are walking around the yacht club with a camera to stop. We don't know that because nobody here was those people, and you and I are not Ben and David, so we don't know. We're speculating, we're talking about it, but we're reacting in the way that we would react and kind of reacting to the entire situation, because it kind of unfolded little by little. There's layers to this entire story because it happened over, I think, a couple days, 2 days, 3 days.
Right. I mean, and there's always 2 sides to every story, and but again, I think from the story that I've heard, MSC went overboard. You can't film anything. See, if
Mhm.
I can't film anything, I mean nobody on the ship can film anything.
Right. Hi, Mike and Rihanna. Welcome in. And see, Kathy Mills says not even allowed to take pictures of just each other on their phones as well for that
That
very
that was the crazy. See, that's the part that I don't understand. MSC can't make that make sense. It almost sounds like you're punishing them, and you you have to see there's so much to the story. Being vloggers, we come out there. I have a short of MSC, and it's a my hamburger bun, hard as a rock. I'm hitting it, and I mean it's pounding on the table. It sounds like a rock, and I'm talking about them. What if they get a hold of that and like, hey, this Armstrong kid, we don't want him filming anymore. So if he breaks out a camera, stop him. And again, Ben and David, they don't know me, but everybody knows them. If you're in the cruising industry, you probably know them.
and
So, did they have a negative review of an MSC ship? And now this is retaliation. The corporate says, hey, let's stop it. There were, and the cruise lines do that.
they do.
A lot of you who cruise Carnival, they know this guy named Aaron. He's on every cruise. He looks like Jesus, like Jesus, with the beard, a young kid, maybe 30 something, retired. And he collects name tags of the employees with the name Aaron. And Carnival, the ship that he was on got a call from Carnival Corporation telling him he can't wear those name tags.
Yeah, of course not.
So you can't wear them. I mean, they know different people. So you just need more of the story. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I think they were heavy-handed, but also know I also know that vloggers is a good marketing tool for cruises. And I don't think you want vloggers anti-MSC, anti-cruising, anti-whoever. I don't think that's where they want to go, and I think they came down a little too heavy-handed.
I mean, there are, and we don't know what kind of deal. We don't know if Ben and David paid for the cruise or if it was a media-related cruise that they were on. And it frankly wasn't MSC coming down, or MSC says it wasn't them coming down. It had nothing to do with the content that they were creating. They had sent a letter and they said that it was about people around them or in the yacht club that had asked them to stop recording, or if
but I understand that. But okay, Scott, you're in the yacht club. Hey, Scott, can you stop filming in the yacht club? People were complaining in the yacht club. Okay, I'll stop. Hey, Scott, people are complaining in the yacht club. I don't want you taking a picture on the cruise ship. I don't want you bringing out your phone. I don't want you to take a picture of each other. No, I don't want you any place on this cruise ship not take a picture. That's the part that I think threw everybody off.
Yeah.
People are okay. Hey, no filming in the casino. People are okay with that. You tell people they can't film in the casino. Okay, well, we won't film in the casino. We all do, but we all do that.
Right.
Ben and David, my understanding is they paid for their cruise. They were just like every other passenger.
I believe they
probably
did.
just like they did me. They allowed me to go into the yacht club to get some footage, and they were taking pictures. And there was a lady, probably or whoever. It sounds like it was a lady that complained, and in a bathing suit, maybe by the pool, whatever, and just didn't feel comfortable being filmed and made a complaint. And MSC went overboard because they probably recognized who they were.
Yeah,
it was just some Joe Schmo. Hey, you can't film in here, and that would have been the end of it.
Right. But there are different scenarios too, where again, MSC, the media company, would have given Ben and David a free cruise, and they ask in return for X amount of media, right? And usually, when you ask for X amount of media back, you're not asking for a review that says, "Oh, the MSC Europa is honestly a piece of beep." They're kind of asking for things that they can use on their social media and say, "Hey, look, Ben and David came on the Europa and it was so much fun," and they got to go on there, make videos, and the media team let them come on for free. That wasn't the case, but I'm saying the social media team and marketing team, they're out there and they look for creators and influencers to, promote the different companies.
They do.
here and there, here and there. I'm not saying it's flooded, but
Well, and we're, you know, we as creators, if we get something like that, if somebody gives us something, and we're supposed to announce that up front.
yes,
You know, if you're you know, part of the program like with Amazon,
it's like a
what do they call that?
oh oh
Come on, young man, you're supposed to be right
Amazon
on it.
ambassador, like you're an ambassador.
Yeah, well, they call it something. I forget the name of it. But you have to let people know up front. Hey, I'm getting a commission from this. So when I'm telling you that, hey, go to here, buy this camera from Amazon. It's the greatest camera ever. You're supposed to let people know ahead of time that I'm getting a paid commission from that. That's a big no-no with YouTube if you don't tell people. So if they're getting a free cruise, those reviews, you're supposed to be letting them know, hey, you know, they did give me this cruise. I mean, I love the cruise. I got it for free. This wasn't the case, and I think they made sure that wasn't the case so they could give their honest opinion.
100%, 110%. And let me run this down. Event Viewer says, and I am going to ask everybody this too, so hold on to your answers. But Event Viewer says, I remember being asked to stop recording in the airport / restaurant in the Bahamas. She asked if I got authorization to do so. And I know there's certain cruise lines that have you get authorization in certain areas or certain certain cruise ships to be able to film too as well. So.
Well, certain countries, I mean, it's a big thing. You know, you go to like Egypt. I want to go to Egypt. They don't like cameras. They don't like drones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're better off leaving the drone at home, from my understanding. And they don't like it, and you have to understand that. And MSC is a European ship. Their laws on privacy, you know, might be a little different than what our laws would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I you know, there's a lot to it, and not knowing both sides, it's tough. It's tough to know exactly, you know, what happened, who said what. I mean, right now we're getting the one side, and information is being released by one side. You know, MSC is, you know, it sounds like, because you see the letter where they apologize.
Yep.
But you don't know what was said. You don't know, you know, where they were recording, and that's the part that you know, you can't 100% say, oh, MSC was wrong and they shouldn't have allowed it. You gotta just weigh all the information and make a decision where we can all can't we all just get along? Where we can all just get along.
Can't stop walking but love mowing says, this was not the first time Ben had been approached and told not to film from that cruise line. That first cruise that they were on, it happened on then too. Interesting.
Yeah, see, I mean, again, now did they know they weren't supposed to be filming, and they just came on and we'll just go ahead and keep on filming. You know, we're Americans. We got our rights. We can film whatever we want to film, or whatever. You get the point.
Hello, Sherry. Destination Fun. Welcome in. Cruise Life TV says the same thing. Here's a thought. Maybe there's a lot of guests on board with their mistresses.
You never know. Come on, you married men know. You married men know how you out there and you don't want to be filmed and taking pictures, and you know you wind up on what's that, ZTV or whatever the TV program. I forget the name of the show. I don't watch it.
They were singled
TMZ,
out.
not Z. TMZ. So
TMZ.
you wind up on TMZ. Yeah. So I understand, and everybody doesn't want to be recorded, but that's why I really do. I try to avoid getting people in the pictures. I'll do quick shots, like I'm walking by, but I'm walking straight, and you'll be able to see people on the sides, but none of it is like direct.
It's peripheral. Yeah.
So I try to do that. It's not 100% because, you know, you're gonna see me get a picture of like the pool and people are in the pool. But if I was ever asked to stop filming, I would. You know?
I would too, 100%. If somebody respectfully came up and was like, "Hey, listen, me and my wife, you know, you got us in your, can you not put us?" Absolutely, I would jump through hoops to make sure that was cut out, or you know, I wouldn't use that entire piece. I'd film another pool or something like that. Absolutely.
I even when I film shows like Love and Marriage or something like that, like this last cruise, there was a couple on from they were from Detroit and they were up there, so I filmed it. I luckily I had met them before we started cruising. It was like embarkation day, and I got him and I went up to him. Hey, I got it. If you want the video, you can have it. Do you mind if I use a clip of it for my video? Nothing embarrassing, but just knowing them and oh, sure, you can do it. I said, yeah. Well, and if you want the uncut video, just let me know. I'll give it to you. But I didn't just put it out there. I try to reach out to the people other than the performers. I try to, if they call somebody up on stage, and again, when they go on the stage, there's no expectation of privacy. If you get up on the middle of the stage, you don't really have an expectation of privacy, in my belief. But again, being courteous, I try to approach them. Hey, that was funny. I want to use it. Do you mind?
Right. And they had no problem with it.
And I had no problem. And again, I really had never had a problem. But I did. And when I was in the yacht club, I felt uncomfortable because you could see everybody was there, sitting there relaxed, no cameras around. I mean, it felt awkward to have my camera out recording. And I didn't do a good job. And I never put that video out because it was not a good video because I was trying to avoid people so much. And so I understand it.
Yeah. They were singled out because others were still filming. You can't stop walking, but love mowing says. Let's see here. Embarkation Nation has been a member of Warm Strong for 7
months. Thank you, Embarkation Nation. The dreaded 007s.
Yes. Oh, hello, Mayhem and Miracles. Says, I've heard this from other cruisers as well. Yeah. It's definitely something that, I know it's going to be a controversial topic. Ben and David can't blog it anymore.
No, they can vlog.
It's a Cruise Life said, I believe they paid 4,500 euros for that.
Yeah, my understanding is they paid for the cruise. So they were passengers. So, taking pictures shouldn't have been a problem. And again, if it's a problem for everybody. And I don't think that was the case.
It went viral. That's why they apologized to Ben and David. And It's a Cruise Life said MSC offered them a free cruise to promote MSC, but they refused it. See? There you go. Kathy Mill said you should watch their video. They're having a really good cruise. They were having a really good cruise until day 4. Then it went south. They turned down an offer for a free cruise and said they paid $5,200. I think. Yep. Did it the right way. Eddie Lugo says vloggers are freelancers and do a free advertisement for cruise lines and other companies, but some vloggers will go the extra miles to do a no and get put in their place. So there is more to the story what everyone has been led to know, which is true. Like Bill said,
you don't know
the story. So
we're hearing one side of the story. And again, I don't know if we're like freelancers for them. We're freelancers, but again, they want to be sure that they don't want negative publicity, and I think that's where they run into a problem. But I truly believe somebody complained. I don't think they had a problem with them filming. I think they had a problem. People complain, and this is their exclusive area. I mean, this is their baby. They don't want anything to happen to. Yacht club members. They're like treated like gods when they come on the ship. They're first in line. They're escorted on. The butlers and they're treated like royalty when they're there. So they don't want people complaining. And if they had a complaint or two about them filming, I understand them taking action. The problem is they just came down too heavy-handed on them. And that's the part. That's the part I want to, hey, MSC. So what happened? Just tell me, MSC, what really happened? Because it wasn't a problem. You have no problem telling somebody they can't film in the casino. You don't tell them they can't film on the ship, the rest of the ship. So MSC, what really happened? Why did you say they couldn't even take pictures of themselves? See, that almost sounded personal.
Yeah, and like the bigger you are, the more you're on you're on a radar for a social media company. I'll share a quick story. The Jubilee cruise that I was just on, I was on with No Pants Profits, and he's 10 times the subs and views that I have right now currently on my page, and I'm small, and I mean he's not big in any means. I think he's got 6,000, 7,000 subs, something like that. But he does cruise Carnival quite a lot. He goes on only casino deals, right? He doesn't take media deals because he likes to voice his own opinion. Most of it is positive. But we were doing a bar crawl, and we were doing all of our bar crawl reviews. And we actually did one of the Golden Mermaid, and we were sitting there. And honestly, to tell you the truth, and this is even in my opinion, I'll tell you right now, and the Jubilee, that Golden Mermaid bar is awful. All of those drinks most of them are undrinkable. Like especially the ones with vermouth, they were not good whatsoever. And there's I think there were 14 drinks on that menu, and we passed on like 3 of them. And Richard doesn't pass on drinks. Like he'll drink almost anything. And he passed on 3 drinks with vermouth in them and something else in it. And we were videoing, and I guess the bartender overheard or somebody was sitting there. I have no idea. But he went to Carnival Kitchen to cook his dinner. He came out from Carnival Kitchen, and he was pretty much mobbed by almost all of the head people in Carnival, asking him what they could do better for the Golden Mermaid. Why was it the worst bar? And he was like, I haven't even edited the video or released it. Like, how did you guys find out? Like, and they were like, no, we just want to make sure everything. He's like, I'm not. Listen, guys, like you can definitely fix that bar. All you got to do is just have somebody, whoever made that drink menu in Miami, have them sit down again in Miami, make all the drinks, try them, figure out half of them are undrinkable, and remake the menu. Like it's not that hard. And an hour later, there were chocolate covered strawberries in our room. To him, not to me, but to him. And I mean, social media is just one of those things where it gets around, it gets viral. He hadn't even done anything with the video. The video was still on his phone or still on his DJI. And I don't even know how anybody heard of it. But I guess the bartender went and
well, from what I see from Richard,
my own 2 eyes.
From what I see from Richard, he was probably pretty loud at the bar. So I'm sure the bartenders, they heard it.
That was actually one of the quietest because the bar was actually loud itself. But yes, he tends to get loud. And Scratch and Pete, PA, happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday! I believe it's Saturday, but happy birthday, Pete.
Let's see. Mayhem and Miracle says, I love the vloggers. They show us the pros and the cons, but we certainly try, that's for sure. End up on cheaters.
Right. You will be surprised of the reasoning why people don't want to be, filmed. I mean, you never know.
That's right, Betty. Shouldn't be out there cheating or whatever. Whatever done in the dark comes to light.
It does.
I'm watching y'all on TV and I got interested. Yeah, we started talking about
it's
cheating.
Funny. If you watch people's videos closely, you'll be surprised what you find in videos when you watch it closely. And it's like the weirdest things, because I've called people where they had something where they did like a Amazon haul or something, and they hold up a package, and sure enough, right there on the label is like an address. It's like, whoa, my goodness, you didn't mean to do that, did you? And you have to be careful like that. And when you're videotaping people, you don't know what you're videotaping. You just know a person is there, but you don't know. Did they call off? Hey, boss, my grandmother passed away, and I'm gonna be out of town for a funeral. And next thing you know, you're up there on a cruise. I mean, you could probably explain that I'm gonna have the ashes and I'm gonna dump them overboard or something. You could try to explain it, but you get my point. So you just never know. And you how many times have you looked at on YouTube or just the internets where people took a picture and they didn't check the reflection in the mirror, and something that they didn't want to be shown was in the mirror. You have
Yeah.
to be careful. So just
Okay.
think of the number of people out there that just don't want to be caught. And did you catch me? Are you going to use that? Do you know my husband or wife? Who knows? It's a small world. I've run into people on a cruise ship that were neighbors and never knew they were going to be on the ship.
Yeah. Mayhem and Miracle says, "Love Ben and David. They are funny. They I have a hard time reading this today. Love Ben and David. They are funny as well as they keep it light and
They do.
entertaining. Yes,
And they do a really good job. And again, I really, from in my heart, I think MSC just went overboard because they didn't know the cruise industry, the employees, those complaints mean a lot. And when you complain, it looks bad on them, and they might be kicked off the cruise. So somebody complained to an employee, and they get nervous. Hey, we got to stop this. We got to nip this in the bud. And these guys are filming everywhere. Just stop them. Don't let them film anything else.
Right.
I mean, again, I can understand it's a cutthroat business from the cruise line industry and the employees. I've had one time I had somebody was in my cabin, and she complained about something about the cabin steward. Minor. It was minor. I forget exactly what it was. But she didn't talk to the cabin steward. She went to a supervisor. That guy came back to the cabin, my cabin steward, and you could see he was visibly upset. And I'm like, no, you're great. Don't worry about it. I'll kick her out first before you stay. But anyway, those complaints, they mean a lot to them. And it depends on who they complain to. And now you got a boss where somebody from the yacht club is complaining. Oh, yep. No, we can't have that. We have to stop this. No. And they went overboard because they don't think about the bad press or anything like that. They're trying to protect their jobs. And that's, to me, that's what it sounds like. A boss in the yacht club went way overboard because they got nervous because somebody complained.
Maybe. And Eddie Lugo says, it's like me. I cruise a lot on NCL, and I will not film in the Haven at all. And before we go any further, let me play this, because it's going to bring me to our final segment here of the Cruise Talk Live, our new segment. You just So for the last 15 minutes here, or last 13 minutes, let's say, we are going to talk a little bit about what you guys feel in the chat on the whole Ben and David thing. But I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions. I'm also going to ask Bill the same questions. Bill, I'll start with you, and then we'll run down the chat a little bit. Do you feel the whole Ben and David thing, do you feel at any point you being a vlogger, right? And let's just say, forget cruise vlogger, just vlogger in general. Do you feel at one point you have invaded somebody's privacy by filming? You yourself have been filmed and had your privacy invaded by, either being at the pool somewhere and somebody was also vlogging. You're like, hey man, I'm just trying to relax. And do you feel like MSC kind of stayed within their boundaries as far as privacy goes?
Well, I know I probably invaded somebody's privacy, not meaning to, but just filming. You're going to catch people, and I try my best not to, but I'm sure I have. My privacy, I don't worry about my privacy as much. I'm not really doing anything. I try to be very conscious of what I do when I'm out in public. I'm always very conscious. I don't get too loud. I don't curse. I don't fight. I don't because I know everybody has a camera. You know, I don't want to be that drunk guy walking down the hall and falling down. I don't want to be that guy, even though I got close this last time. So I don't want to be that guy. So I don't. Nobody's invaded my privacy. I truly believe MSC. Somebody panicked because they got a complaint and they went overboard. You're not going to stop people from filming. You're not going to stop people from taking pictures. It's their cruise. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to remember. Somebody just went overboard. So I think this was a good conversation starter to let us know what we can and can't do. I can just remember though, like going, and I'm going back to the booze cruise. Everywhere we went, cameras were everywhere, and we're in a bar and we're filming ourselves, but you can see the people behind us. You can see everybody around us, and again, is that invading somebody's privacy? Probably, but to me, I try not to focus on just any other individual without their permission, of course. If they, if they don't mind and they want to be part of it, like I'm filming because, like the crowd is this way, I'm filming against the wall and they want to be a part of it. Oh, hey, I'll turn around and, we can get everybody in here. But I try to. I just think MSC went a little overboard, and it sounds like they come to an understanding that vloggers are here to stay. People taking pictures are here to stay. And this is going to be a conversation where you create policy. Hey, you can do this, you can do that. Yacht club, no more can you film in a yacht club? Just like the casino, you can't film in there. Or just like they did with me, they offered me a free tour up there and let me film. We're not going to do that anymore.
Because those areas, right, should have a little bit more extra privacy. Is that what you're kind of saying?
I mean, extra privacy. I think they play for the exclusivity of the area, so they pay more. So I mean, maybe that's kind of what I'm saying.
Okay.
But again, I think their complaint goes further. That if that person complained and they were on the Lido deck, I don't think it goes as far. Mm-hmm. But because they don't want that area to be disturbed, I think that somebody just went overboard and said, "Just stop it! Nothing. We're not gonna have that anymore on this ship." And who knows who the lady was? Was it an executive of MSC? Was it? I mean, we see again. There's so many unknowns here. Was she a million billion day cruiser with them? And who knows? But I think we've all as content creators invaded somebody's privacy. When you go into exclusive areas, I get real leery as far as filming.
Yeah, and they were in an exclusive area. Destination Fun says people are filming everywhere now, not just on cruises. And yes,
everywhere.
For everybody in the chat too, whether you're a content creator or not, right? I mean, even if you're on a cruise, right, and you're not a content creator, you might even still have your phone out, encapsulating some of the memories that you just either want to have die in your camera roll, or you want to send to somebody, post on Facebook real quick. You don't have to necessarily be a content creator or vlogger, but Sherry's right. Everybody's filming everywhere. I mean, everybody's on their phone, first of all, but second of all, you can go out anywhere. You got 4 or 5 people like, look at the waterfall and Mickey Mouse, and it's.
But there's a difference. There's a difference filming on the Lido deck, Sellaway party,
yes,
than in some exclusive area off to the side where most people don't have access to. There's a difference. I mean, just because you have access to it doesn't mean it gives you the right to film whatever you want to film and whoever you want to film. And again, without knowing what happened, who was filmed, because they didn't even film her at all. She just felt uncomfortable. I mean, again, because Benedict, they're professionals, so I'm pretty sure they didn't just go, "Oh, here's a lady in the pool," and like just go right over. I'm sure that's not what happened.
No,
because I mean they're professionals. But they felt uncomfortable. But again, I myself personally, I felt uncomfortable filming in there because you
Yeah,
could see people sitting by themselves, enjoying whatever the view was, the pool area,
the
and
quietness.
this
Yeah,
was this was not the party zone on the Lido deck. You know, this wasn't the nightclub. This wasn't, you know, this was, you could tell this was like, this is kind of private, and I'm gonna respect their privacy, and that's what I did.
and Michael Ann, hello, Michael Ann Spoil Mama. She has made it in. Also, I try to avoid filming anyone that is not within our group, but it does happen. It does.
You, but you do the best that you can. I mean, you take the angles and try to do that. You're going to have people walking by, but you know sometimes, like especially cruising solo, you'll set your camera on a tripod, and you're away from the camera, and people don't really know you're filming, and then they walk by, and I've seen it with other creators where people complain. It's like, hey, don't put me on there. And it's like, oh, no problem. You know, I came way over here by myself to avoid getting everybody. I don't why you wound up over here. I don't know, but no problem. If you don't want to be on here, you won't be on here.
And hello, Cruise Nuts. Welcome in. And yeah, no, that kind of brings me to my next question, Bill, and everybody also in the chat, because I know we have a ton, like I said, of content creators. But have you ever been asked to stop filming on a cruise ship or stop filming anywhere at all while you were filming?
No,
No.
I don't recall ever being. I kind of I follow the rules. So like Family Feud, you know, they really don't want you filming that. It's copyrighted, so they really don't want you filming it.
Yeah.
So they, you know, I start filming, and then they make an announcement, and I stop. So I try to obey the rules. Only place I really don't obey the rules is probably like the casino. If I get a nice little win or whatever, I'll bring my camera out, get the win, and then put it away. So no, I don't recall ever being asked to stop recording. I have had people, you know, walking by and say, hey, they don't want to be on film. And it's like, okay, you won't be. And I just kept walking. But again, I've had people tell me that.
I haven't ever been technically asked to stop. I forget what ship it was on. I think it was the Breeze, but I got called an Instagram star. Uh, I was filming the. I wasn't even a YouTube blogger at the time or a content creator. I was just filming the boat to show, I guess, one of my friends. A guy walks past me and goes, "Hey, honey, look, it's one of them Instagram stars. He's filming everything. He's got his camera out and everything." Which I just had my phone. I had no idea, but I got a
Right.
kick out of that. And then he waved to the camera like 6 times. He came around from the set from the buffet, and he was just like all in my camera. And I was just like, what? And like I said, I was don't even remember what I was doing the video, sending it to my mom or sending it to one of my friends, showing him the ship. But yeah, but I haven't ever actually been asked by a worker or anybody on a cruise ship. I know also this goes further than just cruise ships too. I know that there are some venues, concerts, things like that, different hotels that also ask you not to film off all inclusive resorts and things like that. That also ask you to not film.
Vegas Strip. Try walking down the Vegas Strip with a camera. You'll be surprised how many people, especially like some of the vagrants. No, they get upset. They don't want to be on your film.
The vagrants?
Yeah, they don't want to be on it, and they get upset.
Is it, wait, is a vagrant someone from Vegas?
Yeah.
I've never heard that, Bill. I've never. I'm sorry. That was that was awesome. And he says, I know a vlogger that got told. Oh, I know a vlogger that got told not to film in the yacht club, just like these guys. But this vlogger did not make a big deal about it. Ooh, okay, interesting. Just put the camera away and said, okay.
Well, see, it wasn't so much. See, it wasn't so much saying not filming the yacht club. It was the heavy-handedness that you can't film anywhere. You can't use your phone, take pictures of each other. And this is coming like from Ben and David. It's like they went heavy-handed. I don't think Ben and David, if they had told them not to film in the yacht club, I don't think you would have heard anything about this story. Well, you probably would have. But again, I think it was the heavy-handedness of you can't film anymore. and I think that's what really got to them.
CruiseNet says, I think some uppity pinky finger Karen got their feelings hurt because someone was filming in the direction about her being a Karen and had to make a stink about it. And then Orange Cone Vlog says, CruiseNet's correction, a European Karen. Yes, I mean, quite possibly. Oh, Mike and Rihanna, we were asked to stop filming in a hospital. Okay, that's different. I mean, I could see that with HIPAA laws, and yeah, I work at technically a medical facility, so I can understand we can't film in my medical facility either. So I can understand that. But interesting. Not on a cruise shop, but I was in a little shop on the holidays last summer, and I was asked not to video. Also interesting. Why they would not want you to film in there. I was told to stop filming at a railroad sighting, showed him my Federal Railroad Authority ID, and he walked away and apologized. Check and make us. Why would they ask you to that? That's not right.
Well, a lot of times it's any kind of transportation hubs and centers. It's safety reasons. It's security reasons. They don't want you taking pictures of certain things. That's why you can't film like going through customs and the setup at the airport. When you go through TSA, they don't want you filming the setup.
Yes, you're right. And thank you, Mayhem Miracles. Yes, and yes, I've been in your lives as well. I know you go by the name Maja, so I've definitely been in some of your lives. I recently started working 7 days a week, so I haven't been in as many lives as I would like to all over YouTube in general. But thank you, appreciate you sharing us out. Marjorie says, I hope they legally change the policy for all vloggers on cruisers, vloggers on all cruisers and public entertainment places, so this incident doesn't happen again to someone else. Appreciate you.
Well, they'll come out with a policy, and these are the kind of conversations that you have to have. Come out with a policy. Hey, MSC. Hey, cruise lines. Hey, what can and can't we film? Let us know. And once you know the rules, it's easy.
I agree. Like you just have to set those boundaries, and I think you really kind of touched on it with them being in the yacht club and how exclusive the yacht club is. Just like Eddie said with the Haven, how exclusive. You pay extra money for that kind of privacy, and not to say that you can't film in there, but again, if you're being a respectful human being, like you said, when you were filming, you just felt uncomfortable because people were just trying to kind of relax outside of nobody having their phone out in the entire yacht club. So and yes, and I did also read this too. Ben and David said the tone and the attitude of the crew members around them was noticeably different once the questions about them filming started, which is suspicious.
See, it's some boss. Hey, get those guys, and we don't let them do anything, and they went heavy-handed.
And Ross says Scott has to pay for his upcoming cruises. The rock and roll. Yes, I am going on the rock and roll cruise.
Sweet.
7 days working like a madman. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so actually Ross did share this with me right before we started. And since we're about to wrap this up, I will read this really quickly. This is actually posted by Lalito Loca in his community, but it is from Cruise with Ben and David. So it is from their exact Facebook page. Ahoy, we have just passed a meeting with MSC Cruises. We are pleased MSC is taking this very seriously and have apologized profusely and expressed their disappointment with what happened to us on the MSC Europa. They are going to be taking proactive measures to prevent such incidents in the future, including implementation of fleet-wide training, as we said before, to equip crew members with better skills to handle similar situations. So, and there's more basic in detail that says the same thing. So, yeah,
well,
I mean,
the one thing is like, for MSC, You don't need a policy until you need a policy. And now you just want it to be, across the board, because the problem that they have with them is they treated them differently.
Yes.
And that's, why? Why did you treat me differently? If you said no filming in the yacht club, okay, nobody can film in the yacht club. We got it. They didn't want them to do anything. Why? And that's where MSC ran into a problem. That's going to be the training. Hey, everybody, this is our policy. No filming in the yacht club. They can film out there on Lido deck. They can film in here and there, but they can't film, in the yacht club. And that means they'll probably put up signs, no filming. But see, again, they're going to have to work that out with the guest of the yacht club, because you're going to have people in the yacht club. If I pay for the yacht club, you think I'm not snapping a selfie of, me in the pool and all this stuff? I'm taking all kind of pictures I can. So that's where, what they do. They may, hey, you didn't pay to be in the yacht club. You can't come in here. You can't take pictures. So we'll see what happens with the policy.
Yep. And then it also kind of plays on that fine line of, you have the workers who were actually involved in the incident. We'll call it an incident. The incident with Ben and David, but then you also have the workers who are taking care of it that weren't on the ship, that are in an office, maybe in Miami or somewhere else. Of course, they're handling the situation, but again, they weren't exactly there, right? They're just the ones to reprieve what has happened and clean up. So it's one of those that you have one side, you either take one side or you take the other. And I'm not saying Ben and David or MSC, but about the whole filming in general and the world we live in now.
Well, the problem you have is you need information from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the problems. This is why people, you hate hearing one side, because now everybody ganging up on MSC. Oh, that MSC. We don't know the whole story.
Right.
And I try not to jump to conclusions. Again, I can tell you what I find wrong with what they did was that they didn't stop everybody from doing it. And that to me, that's personal, if that's the case.
Correct. And together we travel. Hello, Will. Welcome in.
Will.
As we're all about to wrap up here. But yeah, no, it's one of these things. Honestly, we can sit here and we could talk 7 hours about this, because there's so many different sides that people are going to sit on. And again, like I said, this is one of those topics that, is kind of close to me, because again, when I'm going on my cruises now, I'm vlogging more, and I'm in that mindset, that creator mindset of, how can I get people to watch my videos, and how can I be more creative and things like that. And obviously that comes with recording, and that comes with a little bit of setup here and there of what I want to record on certain days and things like that, and being mindful of people in the background or background music and things like that. So I can definitely understand what happened to Ben and David, but I don't know, man. Paying all that money and then being told that you can't.
They didn't pay all that money. My understanding is they weren't in the yacht club, so they didn't pay the money to be in the yacht club. So there's a difference between paying your money and being.
They were in the yacht club. They were in the yacht club.
Did they have they were staying in the yacht club?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's totally different then.
Yeah, they were staying.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, that's totally different.
Yep. And hello, Kal-El Dele. Welcome in.
Kal-El, Superman, welcome in.
Yeah. Allegedly.
I'm going to have to go back and watch their videos.
Yeah, the last
it is curious, and it says, this is kind of what we do. Maybe not for a living, but it is what we do.
Yeah.
And again, I want to be respectful, and again, I try to be respectful to everybody. I try not no sneak attacks and things like that. Some things you get, but if somebody, I have a video of which I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to put it out there. It's a video of, I'm on MSC Seashore, and the way they did their muster drill was a disaster. It was a disaster. You go to your room, you watch a video, then we all had to go down to our muster stations. Well, they didn't let you use elevators. So you had to go down steps. So we were trapped on the steps. Somebody had passed out and was laying down, and they're trying to get help. I'm walking by, and I'm filming, so I actually got them on the ground filming. And it's like, do I include that, or blur their face out as I complain as far as how absurd that this process that they had us doing. I mean, it was like the old muster drill. It was hot. We were all on the staircase, couldn't move. It was a disaster.
Yeah. And official Jamie has come in. Hello, official Jamie. And YouTube police. Hello, Gary. Sent out your prize from Thirsty Thursday last week today. So yes.
I know Gary with the YouTube police. I'm like, what did I do? First time I saw him in a chat. Who's this? What happened? I didn't do anything.
I didn't do it. No, but this honestly, Bill, just to wrap this up, this makes me think about the utopia that you and I are going to be going on, because that's going to be such a such a new ship, such a big ship. I know there's going to be a lot of vloggers on there with us, not just in Clock's group, but also among the ship in general. And it's just kind of making me think about what may happen on there if somebody gets told to stop recording in a certain place.
I don't think it's going to happen like that, though. I really don't. They caught the wrong person at the wrong time, and whoever that person was, voice carried some kind of weight. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, that person's voice carried weight, and the bosses didn't know how to handle it. Everybody shouldn't be a boss. Everybody can't make a decision, and that shouldn't be a problem going forward for most of us. And it sounds like they're going to straighten out the problem for MSC.
Castawaygos says, "What up, fellas?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Happy 313 day, Castawaygos."
Yeah. All right, so Bill, what do you have for the rest of the week? So we are just about to wrap this up. What do you have on Warm Strong Adventures for the rest of the week?
Well, hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow, so I can still do banter with Bill at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm just going to try to start working, getting some videos out. I'm getting so far behind. I took a couple of weeks off. I slowed down and just trying to relax. And I got really lazy on that Hawaiian cruise. And I'm trying to get back in the groove. It's tough, but I have videos I want to get out. I'm working on I believe it's a Maui video, so it's almost done. And then I'm just working on Hawaii cruises, but then I have the seashore cruise to put out. I have a couple other cruises that, and then June. Matter of fact, Scott, I keep saying it every time. I'm gonna try to reach out to you tomorrow, and I'm gonna reach out to Margaritaville tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Margaritaville. Let's see. Yeah,
because I don't want to pass. What is the 14th or something is when the payments due.
Yeah,
but again, that's going to be an inaugural cruise. There's going to be a lot of vloggers on there,
and partiers and vloggers. So
partiers are easy. Partiers because partiers videotape their parties. So that's kind of the easy part. It's the vloggers who's trying to videotape the different bars and the different restaurants and now you're catching a lot of people who aren't involved in YouTube. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep. Okay. So, and as for me, tomorrow I am going to be hosting Thirsty Thursday trivia. We have a little famous sitcom notables tomorrow for you guys, and also a surprise trivia too as well. There'll be some prizes. There'll be some fun. We're gonna make a cocktail as well. So join us tomorrow. That will be 4 p.m. PST and 7 p.m. EST. And then I also have in a couple days coming out a Rainforest Cafe video from Galveston, Texas. So if you watched my barbecue video, after the barbecue, we went to the Rainforest Cafe. And you must say, well, why'd you go to the Rainforest Cafe after? We didn't eat at the Rainforest Cafe.
I was about to say.
Special that we did at the Rainforest Cafe. And in Galveston, it is the only Rainforest Cafe still standing with this in it. I'll leave that as my teaser.
I was about to say, that video of you had at Coop's Kitchen, Coop's Barbecue. I mean, you guys ate so much. It was like, there's no way they went to eat someplace else. So that makes more sense.
No way. We couldn't. We honestly had to throw some of that barbecue away from Coops because we were just like literally too stuffed. And then we'll be back right here next week, Warmstrong. So
sounds good.
Yep. Hope you are feeling better. And again, everybody, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for putting in your 2 cents on this most controversial topic. So we will see you next week, and bye, everyone.
See you next week, everybody. Stay.
Sorry.
Hold on. Oh no, stay strong and embrace the journey. No, God, take us out, Scott.
Stay strong and embrace the journey. Here we go. Bye, guys.